In the span of 8 miles along the Tobacco Road in North Carolina, there are 11 basketball national championships. Over time, the rivalry between the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill and Duke University has become among the best in any sport. What has now become an intense sporting feud all began with two prominent North Carolina families who could not get along. A scandal of a baby out of wedlock and the ensuing dispute between the Mangum and Duke families in the 19th century went on as the two families fought for control of the tobacco industry and dominance in central North Carolina. Over time, the animosity between the two families grew and transformed it into a Tobacco Road rivalry, a battle for dominance between two schools just 8 miles apart. The Mangum family went on to be staunch supporters of UNC, whereas the Duke family clearly are the namesake for what would become Duke University 8 miles away. The rivalry began with football, as basketball wasn't invented until 1891, and UNC and Duke did not have teams until 1906 and 1911, respectively. The first UNC-Duke game was held on January 24, 1920, in front of 1,000 fans on Duke's campus. There are multiple religious dimensions to the nature of the rivalry as it stands now. In light of the theme of religion as a social glue that connects people in a society, this game brings one community together in a way I have never seen before. It is UNC versus Duke, Chapel Hill versus Durham, public versus private. There is a tremendous amount of pride associated with winning the game. The game is a manifestation of the sacred values people associate with their institutions, towns, and lineages. All of the deep emotions connected with the game are indicative of how sacred these things are to all people associated with the institutions or towns. Much like the Mayan ball game, the biennial UNC Duke game is a community game. The entire city is truly involved in some form, and the site of the game itself becomes a sacred place for a night. Tickets for this game are among the most expensive in all of sports, and this is because the sanctity of the venue is tangible in the atmosphere of energy and passion one can feel being inside Cameron Indoor Stadium or the Dean E. Smith Center. In this way, the monetary economy parallels the gift economy present in the return of passion from fans by the athletes' gifts of playing. I'm from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, so I understand firsthand the way the town community comes together for the game. To more fully understand the passion related to the rivalry from another perspective, I interviewed 3 students from the University of North Carolina and asked them about what the game means to them.
It's an expectation. It's like Red Sox versus the Yankees. You just have to go with your whole heart and everything within you. Hate Duke all day.
The rivalry to me is something that's always been a part of my life. It's the first thing I learned about when I moved to Chapel Hill, and I think it's such a cool way that our community comes together to support our team and our players.
I agree. Basketball is a thing that brings UNC together, and the Duke-UNC game is the best night at UNC. And then rushing Franklin is always fun.
And you just meet random people rushing, and you can all be excited together.